We're good. We're on. We're ready.
Happy Thursday from last week.
Yes, happy last week Thursday, everyone.
Life.
Yeah, life happens.
But stuff did happen, and we experienced a whole bunch of cool media, so let's talk about it.
Sure, let's do this.
Ramp up for some video gaming. Did you watch the last 2 episodes of Doctor Who?
Okay, I watched the first one. I have not watched the second one. I keep forgetting that I have access to it to watch it, so I watched the first one, but not the second one. Have you seen them?
I've seen the first one as well, so we're on the same page. But I don't want to spoil for anyone, so let's do a spoiler-free, conversation.
Yes.
I think the only thing we can really safely say is, the new Doctor.
Yeah.
She is amazing, not amazing, great, not great. What do we think?
I think she's great.
Yeah, I'm super into it.
I really love, no spoilers or anything, but I really love the fact that it's just like a complete refresh. Everything is new about it. All the actors are new. All of the behind the scenes people are new, more or less. It's just a brand new thing. And I'm really excited about it.
It felt very down to earth, which I think is an interesting thing for Doctor Who to do. It felt like there's a little elements of Black Mirror, as if it's a familiar world, but with a little twist or something that's a bit insidious. I liked that a lot. I really liked the way that her sort of debut. I was very into not just the way that she was acting, but I think you immediately get a sense of her moral stance.
Right.
And her stance as I guess a position of where humanity should be, and I really liked it from the get-go. It was very good to see something like that, a refresh like that, and I was very excited to see more. Yes,
I agree.
And of course it's super exciting having a woman play the role. I mean,
yeah.
Nice.
I loved, this isn't a spoiler, but I loved the moment where they, said she was a woman. She was like, I am? I don't even know.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. And I think that's something that obviously they were going to have to address and may continue to address. I mean, I don't know with the second episode.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see some references to things of they could play around with it in a fun way. But, I think that they jumped in head first with an adventure, and I'm so into it.
Yes. Yeah, they didn't even really have... It's like when David Tennant took over, they didn't really have time to, sit there and... I mean, the, supporting cast was like, who is this now? But it was because they were the same people from the first season,
Yeah.
But the Doctor didn't even really take time to address, oh, yeah, I regenerate. It's, what I do. He just, launched himself into whatever was happening, and, so... Yeah, I like when they do that. It's okay, the audience all knows what just happened, because, it's a thing that we've been witnessing for however long, but, I'm glad that they just sort of were no, we're just gonna jump right in.
Did you know that there's a Doctor Who video game that was available on consoles back in last generation?
No.
There's a game called Doctor Who: The Eternity Clock.
Okay.
And it's a PS3 game. It's got trophies and everything. And I've been meaning to play it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's going to be this amazing game. It's just something that is out there.
Right.
But I've been kind of going back to some of the old PS3 titles because, as we've talked about, PS3 and PS Vita is going to be discontinued for the PS Plus program. PS Vita has stopped physical production of their video games, physical games.
Right.
They're no longer being produced,
Sure.
So that's... But at least they're not going to... At the end of the quarter, they're not going to be produced. Either way, they're sunsetting it. So
yeah,
it's nice to kind of feel like I'm cleaning up a little bit of my back catalog. I got inspired a little bit because I platinumed Spider-Man last week.
Nice.
I know. Applause. Please calm down. I know. And I've been going back to some older PS3 titles to see what I can platinum. And I don't know if we talked about it, but the PlayStation All-Stars game the servers are being turned off, so I was going back and first.
Okay.
I have one missing. It's going to be a struggle to find someone else. And if anyone is watching and happens to have this, please, I'd love to friend you and get this last trophy. But it's fun to go back, and I was thinking about going back and getting the Doctor Who title, so it's just been a bit of a PS3 week for me.
Nice. Yeah, I wish I still had my PS3. But here's the thing. Okay, so I gave my PS3 to my sister and all my games, and she played Kingdom Hearts 1.5, which I had that Nan gave to her, with her son, and he loved it. So they bought 2.5, and I was like, you know what? I should buy these for my PS4 before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out next year. Yeah. And I'm so glad that I held off. I'm so glad I held off because they were $30 each, and now they're coming out with the one that's just $30. That's all of it.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, okay, I get it, but what a money grab. What a money grab.
They came out with so many versions of all those games. And just reading the whole thing, like 1.5, 1.73, Birth by Sleep, and 58 divided by 2. It's like Kingdom Hearts. What the hell?
Did you know that Kingdom Hearts 3 is the 13th title in the Kingdom Hearts series?
I love it so much, and I love trying to explain it to somebody. Somebody walking in from like a different room, going, "Oh, hi, I'm munching on the chip. What's going on in this Kingdom Hearts room?" And like the craziness to try and explain to them like a timeline or the number of games or just the names. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and what are the names? Birth by Sleep, 300 whatever over 2 days, or like what are these?
Dream Drop Distance. Yeah.
Oh,
no, I mean, and not to mention they were also scattered on Nintendo consoles and PlayStation consoles. Not everything was available everywhere, so you had to like, But it was great that PlayStation did put it all together in one package.
Oh yeah.
Basically, they knew we need to put something together so that people don't have to rely on 10-year-old memory to play this.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm really glad that they did that, and I'm super glad now that they've put it all in one. That's coming out, I think, at the end of this month. So. Yeah.
So, how do you feel about getting the show started proper?
You know what? I'm really trying to hold off on this one because I hate scary games.
I don't know why you think it's gonna be scary. This looks pretty
yeah, cool. I mean, it's only called Friday the 13th.
I'm Tony, aka Paradox, and I'm always joined by my co-host.
Hello, I am Lauren, and I'm also known as Caustic Sofa, and we're the horror cinema licensed asymmetric multi-playing gamers. And tonight we're trying to get one trophy in Friday the 13th, the game. Welcome to our live Twitch viewers and everyone else watching later on YouTube to 2 gamers, 1 trophy.
A little ending. It makes me happy every time.
It's great.
We're playing Friday the 13th, the game. It is the featured offering from October's 2018 PS Plus free downloads for the PS4. Sony is getting in the Halloween spirit, and we're excited to get spooked now that we're in the middle of October.
Yes. While I may have seen the original source material, side note, I haven't, this will be the first time I'm actually hands-on with this game. I give you my live first impression of Friday the 13th, the game. What can you expect from the gameplay? Will this title be worth downloading? Stay tuned to find out. Meanwhile, Tony will be here with all the factoids and trivia, as well as being a resource to help me reach this episode's trophy challenge.
We here at 2 Gamers 1 Trophy don't just review all of the free PS Plus titles each month. We like to add a little extra trophy challenge to our gameplay. Tonight we'll be doing a challenge we like to call a targeted trophy, which means I'm challenging Lauren to go after a specific trophy in the game. For this one, it's called Play Friday the 13th. Play 1 multiplayer match as Jason. It's a common trophy at 79.03% according to psnprofiles.com. Once we get the targeted trophy, we have to be careful not to get an additional trophy before closing down the episode.
That's right. We invite all of our live viewers to join in the Twitch chat. Let us know if you're playing along or tell us your impressions of the game. And for those of you joining us later on YouTube, give us some internet cred. Like us, subscribe, and comment. No more delay. We start the gameplay now.
Press X to Jason.
Press X to literally Jason.
I love it. Video game nerd joke.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is, as always, turn the audio settings down because that's how we roll
That's
here.
That's a shame because we're going to be losing out on original produced music by composer Harry Manfredini, who did work on the Friday the 13th movie series. They were able to get him for the game. So if you've played the game, think about that music as we play. We won't be able to hear it because we need to be able to hear our lovely voices, but it is nice that they got back some of the alumni.
Ooh, look, we can mute the copyrighted music so that when we put this on YouTube later, they don't try to pull our video down.
Hey, that's actually an excellent idea.
Yeah.
What a great setting that is.
Yeah.
Nice that they are very streamer friendly, and it makes sense. Multiplayer games are the most commonly streamed property.
Yeah.
Just it's something that is just it's a fluke of how gaming and streaming intersect.
Okay, so tell me what I'm doing here.
Well, first of all, I feel like I need to give you a primer as to the Friday the 13th series. You've never seen any.
Tony, you know I don't do horror. I've seen Freddy versus Jason.
Okay, so you know who the character is.
Yes. He there's like a camp or something, and he's like, I don't know. He died there, right? Or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. So you've through osmosis and culture gotten a little bit of it. Yes, he typically has attacked campgrounds, and the development history of this game is very interesting because this was not developed initially as a Friday the 13th property. Okay. Initially, it was called Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp, in which there was a slasher at a summer camp. That was the main conceit. And it was obviously supposed to be an homage to Friday the 13th, as at least in the first few movies, Jason was terrorizing the camp counselors at a summer camp. And he was dead or undead or alive. It was unclear, and it's changed from movie to movie, so I don't want to get too much into the canon of this character. Sure. Just to say that he's a slasher and he likes to kill camp counselors. That's the main conceit that you need to worry about here.
Okay.
As far as what you should be doing for the trophies, I know you want to probably get into this.
Well, I just don't even know how do I want a quick play? Do I want a private match? What's the game play like here?
Ultimately, what you'll be doing is quick playing to jump in with other players.
Okay.
The nature of the trophy that I've got into you is you're going to be playing as Jason, killing the counselors, because this is another asymmetric multiplayer game. Right. So if you happen to get Jason on your very first roll, this will be a quick episode. But it's unlikely you're going to get him at first. I mean, just statistically, it should take you 5 or 6 gameplays before you hit him. So we'll see. If you want to at least start an offline play to see what that is, maybe get familiar with what's going on, that's certainly fine as well.
I think I might do this how to play section first. Okay. Did you go through this?
I didn't, no.
Okay, let's see what it's like. How do I play as a counselor? Your goal is to survive, repairing and driving the car, calling the police, successfully hiding, or attempting to take him out. You have tools, a light, mini-map, vehicles, fear. I see, so you have to deal with fear. Huh.
We all do.
Okay. I like
We're
how
going to be comparing this.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, I like how this girl is dressed in her booty shorts.
We'll talk some about the character design. Most of the characters are original creations, but some are actually they're meant to be the actors from previous movie franchises.
Sure. Okay, so this is basically exactly like that other game.
Yes, exactly. Dead by Daylight, which is something that we're going to reference a lot because that was the previous title. That was an asymmetric multiplayer horror slasher game available for PS Plus, I believe 2 months ago. We played through it. We had mixed opinions on it. Overall, I would say we came out positive on it. Go back to that episode on YouTube, 2 Gamers, 1 Trophy, to really see an in-depth review. But this will be a similar thing, but obviously this is the much more, at least, notable game in this genre because of the fact that it's licensed to Friday the 13th.
Sure. Yeah, this is the one that people know about, I assume.
So, you're being given the options of various maps and various Jasons. Now, each of the Jasons is designed off of a Jason from one of the movies, or there was one Jason that was an original creation, one Jason that was actually a copycat killer called Roy Burns. So they took the time to take all the counselors, all the Jasons, all the locations to match the properties of the film. Either specifically one of the 5 original films that takes place in the camp, or to reference a character that may be recurring, or a character from one of the more silly ones, you know, who goes to Manhattan, who goes to space, you know, the property goes all over the place.
Oh, right. Space.
So Camp Crystal Lake is original. This is a original Friday the 13th #1.
Make them remember what they did to us,
we chose
Jason.
an offline play, correct?
Kill them.
Just so I can get a feel for how this works.
Okay. So I do want to talk a little bit about the game as you sort of figure out what's going on here, because again, this could go fast, and there's a lot of interesting information with this game.
Okay.
It was developed by IllFonic, who previously worked on the game Nexus. I don't know any of those games or that developer, so for me it's a bit of a no-name. Published by Gun Media, they previously worked on Breach and Clear Deadline, another no-name developer or publisher for me. The game was released on May 26, 2017 worldwide for PS4, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox One. According to PSN, the description for the game, Friday the 13th, the game will strive to give every single player the tools to survive, escape, or even try to take down the man who cannot be killed. Each and every gameplay session will give you an entirely new chance to prove if you have what it takes not only to survive, but to best the most prolific killer in cinema history, a slasher with more kills than any of his rivals. Meanwhile, Jason will be given an array of abilities to track, hunt, and kill his prey. Stalk from the shadows, scare your targets, and kill them when the time is right in as brutal a fashion as you can imagine. Take control of the legendary killer that is Jason Voorhees and terrify those unfortunate enough to cross your path.
Ooh,
12 films spanning from 1980 to 2009. That's what this game is based off of. And we do some interesting legal things that are happening with this game that we'll go into when things calm down a little bit. You do have the option of 5 primary maps. You're currently playing on Camp Crystal Lake from 1979. That's from the first movie. If you happen to do the other maps, I have that information. I don't want to go into a long thing about this. And you're playing the original Jason based on film #1 and 2. Okay, I think that's good for now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, think back to your Dead by Daylight days, and what did you like, what did you dislike about that gameplay, and what do you hope to see done differently here?
I just remember as the killer, it was really hard to get a sense of, like, just everything. Like, and I'm still not even sure, like, can I climb through this window now? Like, I broke it, but why?
Yeah, I don't know, do the trigger buttons do anything?
The R2 is your weapon, and then R1 is whatever abilities you have on the right. L2 is to grab, and L1 looks like I have a knife that I can use for L1.
It looked like the button was prompting you with an X to jump through the window, and maybe a circle or square to open the door.
Yeah, so the X is to open the door, but then the prompt was to break the window, but there was no, after I broke it, it didn't look like there was a prompt with which to climb through the window.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't look like I can do this, whatever this shift ability is, to like move quickly, but there's no like run, it feels like, and there's no like, there's no like move faster.
Right. Yeah, so you are the traditional sort of lumbering villain, but you can teleport.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because what they're trying to do is they're trying to explain in video game terminology sort of the mysticism of horror characters and how they just sort of show up out of nowhere. I like it. I think it's clever. I think it's a nice way to sort of play how a movie feels. It makes no sense, but that's okay. It doesn't have to.
Yeah. I like that they give you the ability to like break down doors.
Yeah.
And I'm also breaking down this wall, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, but I was just in there, so what's even the point of you?
But it's nice that you sort of, you're unstoppable in a way that I feel like as a counselor, you're really just running away from the danger.
Oh, that's cool.
You know,
Did you see that? I just like stabbed through the thing.
No, that's cool. This is good. You're getting a sense of what you can do here.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that I chose this offline play to sort of like figure this shit out.
The director of the game is David Langliers. He previously worked on Metro 2033 and Saints Row the Third, so he has some video game chops behind him. So this game, you know, while it may have been made as sort of fan service that then later acquired the rights to Friday the 13th, it was not, you know, done hastily. This game did have a lot of thought behind it.
No, get back here. Where'd she go?
It's fun to stalk. I get quiet because it is tense, you know, it's tense to watch you.
I know, you can hear, I mean, I didn't turn the volume down all the way on the game. Are you listening to it at all?
I heard her scream when she saw you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just turned the volume down all the way on my TV, so I can't even hear any of it.
Gotcha.
Can I climb through the window? Like, I don't... What's even, like, I don't even...
Can you keep smashing it, maybe?
I don't know. Oh, there she goes. I'm gonna keep chasing her. She thinks she's safe in there? She thinks she's safe in this building? Nope. Is that part of why Jason is so scary? Because he just, like, lumbers after you? Like...
I mean, I think that's how he's portrayed, like, this unstoppable force, and this is a trope that, you know, horror movies go through, that the scary villains are not the ones who just chase straight after you, the ones that just are unstoppable and never ending, you know, coming your way.
Yeah.
So when this game came out, it did come out very close in time to Dead by Daylight. So the two games were reviewed very much side by side. There was a lot of comparison between the two, and you know which game was worth playing. This game came out originally, and unfortunately, it had a lot of technical issues. There were a lot of patches involved in the game. It was very buggy at first. Weird glitches in which players could take advantage and basically become unstoppable. They could glitch themselves onto the roofs of certain cabins in which Jason could never reach them, so essentially they would just wait out a time limit. It made it not very fun. You know, Jason randomly to die. He was not supposed to be able to die.
That's
so
weird.
it would glitch the game out because, you know, he wasn't supposed to die in certain scenarios.
Right.
The game also had matchmaking issues where it would begin the game without the correct number of players, and so that wouldn't work properly. There's just all kinds of things. Controversially, you know, this game is another game that is considered, you know, a service-based game, and that means that they tweak it, you know, as the gameplay, as more people get on the game, they're able to basically beta test it by the sheer number of players that are active, and they learn which things work and which don't, and there was team killing available. If you were a counselor, you could kill your teammates, either accidentally or, you know, on purpose.
Huh.
And it was disabled. And the reason that it was disabled later on in the process is because a lot of counselors would troll other players. You'd log into the thing. As a counselor, you would stand in front of a door or stand in front of a car so that you were forced to have the other player kill you. And it was like negative. If the game knew that you were killing your teammates over and over again, you were basically flagged and you were put on other teams. And so people were trolling it. And so finally the developers were like, we're going to take this away.
Huh.
If you will feel like YouTubing this, there are videos out there of some car lag issues. Eventually you'll see the counselors can escape by a car. There were some issues where if there was lag between multiple players, a character would get into the car and the car would start moving, but the character would just sort of be floating in space and trailing behind the car. And it's comical because Jason could interact with the character while in space. It was a very weird kind of issue.
That's funny.
Yeah. You know, the game's had its issues. For the most part, this game has been patched. There should not be as many issues. You should be able to play this game. So if you're worried about the technical side of it, it's far enough in the process. Please give it a try. That should not be an issue.
That's good to know.
Now, is it good? That's what we're going to get to with this. So we'll find out.
So I feel like playing as Jason is kind of boring. And maybe that's just because I don't really understand. Like, maybe I can, like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not as engrossed in this as I should be, maybe.
Right. Well, this could be a different gameplay once you get into the online mode. So as soon as you feel that you have at least what you can do, then maybe it's time to jump into the...
Yeah, I wanna like try out... I don't understand what this down button... Oh, is that a trap?
You can trap people, yes.
Okay.
Just like in Dead by Daylight.
Right. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna put a trap somewhere just to see.
The most interesting thing that I think is happening here in this community is, unfortunately, as of right now, there will be no further updates to Friday the 13th, the game. There'll be no additional content. There was a acknowledgement of this is the roadmap for all the content we plan to add to this game, and it has been stopped with many things that were supposed to come down the pipeline, because after the game was released, there was a legal battle regarding the franchise rights for the films. It was revealed that Friday the 13th's screenwriter, Victor Miller, may not have retained all the rights to the films. There's a lot of back and forth. Finally, the lawsuit was settled. Victor Miller emerged as the winner in the suit, and he was the one who originally had given the correct rights for the video game.
Right.
So, Miller maintains the rights to Friday the 13th, as well as all the characters, and the video game rights are all fine as well. But the controversy is that the video game rights were never in question. All the franchise rights were regarding the film, and a lot of that came to be because of Jason versus Freddy. There was some confusion as to who retained, the rights to these characters. But in the confusion of the legal battle, the development team came out with a press release saying that because of the legal battle, they were discontinuing any updates to the game. Speculation is that it had nothing to do with it. That they basically the game was not the success that they thought it was going to be, that it was a bit of a money sink, and they decided to use that as an excuse. Was he glitched on that rock?
Yeah, I think he was.
So with no new DLC, with no new patches, the game is a bit dead in the water.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Eventually, I think as of a couple weeks ago, this is very recent, the original development team sold the rights to the game. Now Black Tower Studios has taken over all development of the game in the future, but no announcements have been made as to whether there's going to be anything additional. So it's just interesting that now the servers don't even belong to the original development team. It's in this weird limbo, and this is a really good, I think, jumping off point for us to talk about what do service games mean when you have situations like this when a game could essentially become empty. The server could go down. What do we make of these things where a game requires that constant presence? You can't just pop this in. You need to have a team backing it. And what happens when that team falls apart, especially when a game is under a year old?
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of frustrating because, especially since, like, offline mode or whatever that I'm playing right now, where you're just playing against AI or bots or whatever, like, that doesn't really seem like, this isn't really that fun, and playing online against other people is where this game probably shines, because that's what it's meant to do. And so if they're not, like, fixing things, if they're not keeping the servers active, does this game should this game even exist at that point? Like, what's even the point of it?
It's like entering a world that has become void of life. It's a weird thing because the game right now is in limbo. Servers exist, people do play, but they play in a world that's static, and it was not designed to be static. It's as if Overwatch all of a sudden just stopped all of their events, all of their campaigns, all of their retooling. It's just done, and it is what it is. And who knows if the servers will go down tomorrow or not. It's a weird place to be in.
Yeah, no, that is weird.
Yeah. And I think what's sad is that, in getting this game made, the development team created their camp slasher game and presented it to Victor Miller. And Victor Miller fell in love with it. He thought it was the best thing ever, and he granted them the rights. It was not a normal presentation of, we have an idea, would you be willing to do the rights, here's concept. They went ahead and they made this game, and they were like, we did this because we loved your thing. And Victor Miller was like, well, do you want the rights? Let's do it full out. Like, it was a weird kind of making of to this game, and it's sad to see that kind of die. But it's not so surprising when you think of it's complicated to get legal rights. It's complicated to make games. It's a complicated world that requires a lot of, unfortunately, legal background, full development teams. And I think that this really was people shaking hands in a way. It's not surprising that not everything was up. Please, no!
No. See, like, I can't run. I want to run.
Right.
Why is this person still in the car?
So that person is in the car and he can escape if the car gets out. Now, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that you can just pull him out of the window. Oh, he snaps the car. That's good too.
Haha, I got a trophy.
Which one?
First blood, because I just killed this dude.
Don't stop, Jason. They deserve to die.
Congratulations on
Make
First
them
Blood. Let's
suffer
pull up to
like
give you a little more information. Not the trophy that we're going for, but we always acknowledge and admire when we get trophies in our gameplay. Should have had this pulled up, but I didn't because I'm not a professional. Quick, it's dead air. Talk.
So there are supposedly 7 counselors in this map.
Supposedly.
I feel like I chose the small map. So, like, I feel like I should be seeing more people more frequently. I feel like the maps on Dead by Daylight, is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Were much better sized.
Yeah, I think you're right. So you have a timer in the top right. I think that's the timer before the counselors win.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
I like the whole thing. Congratulations on getting First Blood. You get for killing one counselor. At 82.72% common, it is a bronze trophy and the most commonly achieved trophy in the game.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Summer Camp, which you get for playing any multiplayer match. So good show, old chap.
Thank you. Yeah, like, I don't even know, like, I guess I have a map, I guess I can look at this map, but like,
Right.
okay, I don't even understand what this means. And I can morph, like, where, okay, well, I just lost anyway, so it's cool. I'm gonna, oh, there were 8. How were there 8?
Well, it wasn't completely gone because you did kill one, so you're not a failure of a serial killer. Well, I guess actually you are. If you only kill one, it just makes you a murderer, not a serial killer. But you're an attempted serial killer, and that's what matters, Lauren. That's the Halloween spirit we're into. Experience points. I feel are unnecessary. They were in Dead by Daylight as well, and it's this thing about video games having to have progression. You have to feel like you are advancing and leveling up, and your character's getting stronger, and you're getting more options. Because I think that we just cannot play a game with everything out there and without the sense of, that we're not progressing. We've become so accustomed to it.
Right. Yes. Like, every game has experience points now. And it's like, no, I don't really need that. Yeah.
There's some sort of RPG elements in there. And, as a person who enjoys RPGs, it does feed into my sort of sensibilities of video games.
Right.
Did you get another trophy just then?
What'd you say?
Did you get another trophy just then? No.
No.
Did you? Okay. But it is a little like, okay, but it doesn't need to be in every game. Not every game needs to have a progression.
Yeah.
I think some people would argue, well, then how are they going to matchmake you if you don't have a level? Like, just keep track of the number of times I've played.
Right. And no, the thing is though that on Overwatch, even though you do have levels, they matchmake you based on your skill, not your level anyway. So it's like they can keep track of like how well you play. You know, they don't need XP to have that.
Yeah. Okay, so we are getting into our first online match. This is, of course, the meat and potatoes of the asymmetric multiplayer game. There is an offline mode, as we just saw, but it is not fun. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't enjoy playing as the killer in Dead by Daylight either, so...
Dead by Daylight, I'll make a little comparison, and please jump in anytime. It was very visceral in Dead by Daylight. You really felt like you were like in the action of the brutality. And I think Dead by Daylight specialized in switching to first-person view when you were the killer.
Yeah.
And it was it's so gruesome, the opening. I think Dead by Daylight did it better.
Did anyone else get away?
But it was harder to play. And it also makes sense here that you would want to be able to see Jason. So it makes sense that you wouldn't do first person here.
Right.
But unfortunately, I don't think that that's great as far as gameplay goes.
Okay, I automatically like this over the shoulder view so you can see, like, is he behind me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. You're playing as a counselor, of course, so there's no chance of getting the trophy in this round, which is fine. We're here to experience the entirety of the game. But this is also your first time doing it live to see if you can survive and understand the control scheme for the counselors. It seems like you have less things that you can do. Does that seem fair as a counselor?
I guess I just don't... What was that all about?
Ah!
Oh, he's right there. That's what that's all about.
Ah!
Shit. Can I jump? I can't jump? Like, what are my buttons here?
I've so heard this seems like it's run.
I have crouch?
No! Stop! Ah!
I don't want to crouch. I want to run.
He's just standing there looking at you.
Well, I got a trophy. And it died.
Good show, good show. So don't quit out of this. Let the game do its thing, because one of the most common complaints about this is that as soon as you died, people they log out of the game, and unfortunately, it affects everyone else. No one else can get a trophy. No one else can complete the thing. And it sucks that, unfortunately, the community here is not great in the sense that if you die, you know, you have to wait 17 minutes.
Right.
So now we have 17 minutes of basically we have to wait. Or he kills everyone first. So there's an odd payoff here of you have to be patient AF if you're not a good game player. I get why people are going to log out of this. But, so, I feel like there's a big conversation to be had there, like, because this is an asymmetric game, and because it moves at a much slower pace, we're now going to have to sit and watch, and not because of you, but just because of the nature of this game.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel? Even if you, imagine we're not doing a show. We have to now fill air.
Yeah.
But, you know, imagine we're not doing a show. How would you feel knowing you've got 17 minutes?
Man, that's kind of crappy. Well, here's the thing, like, it's really crappy. Okay, how do I run like that? I couldn't figure out the run buttons. This guy's obviously moving a lot faster than I was. He's clearly good at this game.
I think each counselor has a different thing that they're good at. He just may be good at sprinting.
Maybe. But it didn't even, like, there were, you know how with Jason, all of the controls were up on the screen. I didn't have any of that. You know, like...
Yeah. What was the name of the trophy you got?
He's back.
He's back. Which you get for... By getting killed by Jason. 92.18% common. And the bronze trophy, it is the most common trophy before the one you just got. So congratulations on getting some very common trophies.
Thank you. Thank you. I tried.
Welcome.
I'm enjoying watching this guy, so this is good.
Now, can you jump from character to character? Are you able to?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. He's excited and into this. But...
This person is clearly hiding in a closet. Let's see, who else we got? This chick. She's got a bat. Oh, it looks like Jason's right there. Ooh, we'll stay on her for a little bit, because look at where Jason is. Oh, I would be running. And she is. Good. Smart.
Run. I mean, as you can see, based on the prompts on the screen, you have no ability to log out of this.
Right.
So your choices are to, force quit it by pushing the PS, button and just force
quitting the game and coming back in,
or waiting through. And to me, it seems like, how is there not anything else you can do for the next 14 minutes? How is there not, like, you can help speed up something, or your ghost can contribute in some way? In Dead by Daylight, I don't remember feeling that sense of, now I have to sit and wait.
Well, and I feel like with Dead by Daylight, I don't think the matches were 20 minutes.
Right.
Maybe I'm mistaken. I feel like they were shorter. Two, like... I don't know, I felt like because Dead by Daylight was more of a cooperative thing, like, yeah, in this game, like, your fear goes down if you're with the other counselors, but there's no, like, everybody work together to fix the such and such so you can escape. Like, it feels very much like you're on your own. Oh, damn! Oh, damn! Come on, girl!
Why won't you fucking
she's
die?
beating that guy up. Dude. She got a little bloody.
Yeah. Well, in Dead by Daylight, of course, when you go down, you're not out yet because you can be healed by the other players. It isn't until you're like taken and placed on that thing that you're out of the game.
Right.
Oof, not good. Looks like you will be joined. Wait, what is happening with the camera there?
I don't know. I had to move it to fix.
That's unfortunate for her.
Ooh, she's a little bit. Is she bloody or dirty? Can't. Is she camouflaged? This is a creepy thing. Is she dead? No, she's not dead. She's moving.
She's camouflaged, I think. So yeah, I think each counselor has their own sort of thing. But where is
she's like
she?
covered in mud or something. She's down by the water.
Oh.
Booty shorts.
That's funny. So how many counselors we have left?
I can't really tell who's dead and who's not. I died, yes, I know I did. I got another trophy called Summer Camp, and it's telling me I died. Now, did the game end?
Okay, let's look up Summer Camp.
Oh, a lot of people left. A couple of people left.
Oh, it's possible that the woman who died left.
And
Summer Camp you get for playing one multiplayer match as a counselor. 90.28% common. Bronze trophy, you've now gotten the top 3 trophies available in the game.
Imagine that.
Let's talk a little bit about the trophies generally. So what just happened was somebody just quit the game.
Okay.
Now, that means that Jason, for example, can't get the trophy for killing all the counselors. Nobody can get the trophy for getting in the car. You know, basically, they've locked everyone out of getting the trophies.
That sucks. Is that what? So they end the match at that point?
Exactly.
Okay.
But ending the match without the ability to get sort of the ones that are things. And I think this is an excellent opportunity to talk about the trophies because, unfortunately, the trophy list for this game is redonkulous.
Is it?
I'm going to tell you a little bit about what a segment I like to call Trophy Yays and Trophy Nays.
Awesome.
Thank you, I think so too. Trophy Nay, you get for collecting the final chapter. To get the final chapter, you have to play 1,000 multiplayer matches as Jason.
What?
In case that didn't seem enough to you already, they did the math, and the math turns out, based on RNG in general, on average, you would have to grind this game for approximately 200 mother effing hours.
Oh my god. And that's all dependent on if there are enough people on the servers, if there's enough people to play the game, you randomly get chosen to be Jason. You know, it's not like you can go in and say, no, I want to play as Jason. So, like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
So, to give you a sense of how difficult that is, that trophy's success rate is, pulling that up, let's sort this, because it's an upsettingly difficult trophy to get. It's one of the most difficult ones available. The final chapter is 0.66% success rate.
Oh
it's
my
an
gosh.
ultra rare trophy, and this is what fucking kills me. I'm sorry to curse like that.
No.
It's a silver trophy. It's not even a gold trophy.
What?
I don't have enough words for how broken that trophy is. Like, how do you have a grind of 200 hours result in a silver trophy?
No.
How do you motivate somebody to do that?
I don't know.
I mean, that to me is ridiculous. And, you know, that means the platinum for this game is 0.62% ultra rare. It is by far the most difficult game, getting the platinum-wise, that we've played for the show.
Huh.
You know, the entire trophy collection here available for us is a platinum trophy of 0.64% ultra rare, only 2 gold trophies, 6 silver, 42 bronze. That is a huge disparity. I mean, why would you do 42 bronze trophies and 2 gold? I mean, that's...
Yeah, that's crazy.
in my mind, there needs to be somebody who's really sitting down with people and explaining, like, if you're going to do a sense of accomplishment for a trophy, you need to make it make sense, because a silver trophy for 1,000 matches, as Jason is, obviously way too repetitive, especially if this is based on multiplayer. I mean, that's just not good. So that's a big trophy name for me. The trophy Yay trophy you get is called Chad is a Dick. To get this trophy, you have to escape in the car or the boat by yourself while another counselor is still alive. I think it's amusing. I mean, it's just one of those things that's like, okay, it's just being a dick. And I like that they've taken...
Oh, fuck. Why is he right here? Why is he always right here? Why am I so bad at this game?
Okay, so he's there because every time... Oh, that's so good.
You want some more?
Is that when you start working on a car or start working on a boat or start working on anything, he can teleport to you. He knows and he teleports.
Yeah, but like, I didn't even do anything. I just walked up to it.
Have you learned if you can,
I pushed
run?
every button.
Did you push in on the sticks?
Oh, no. Ugh, that's annoying. Yes, thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Dude, I don't even think I got hurt.
That was pretty nice. So you do have a red HUD indicator bar on the bottom right with your map. That's your stamina. As you run fast, the stamina does go down, so I would be careful about just using it for map traversing and really use it just to escape.
Thank you for pointing that out to me.
You're
Someone
welcome.
left.
Oh, you lost a counselor?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I think the nature of this game is that it's a suspense game. It's not, this is not like Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a horror game, and this is a suspense game. You know, the kills that Jason makes, they may be somewhat bloody, but they're not this in-your-face thing. So I think that this game is not for the average 13-year-old, you know, I have the attention span of Fortnite and that's it. I don't think that this game is going to appeal to that audience.
Right.
Plus the fact that the game was buggy, plus the fact that the game is in a weird sense of limbo, plus the fact that if you're a trophy hunter, this game is ridiculous and upsetting. It leaves this game in this kind of state that's like, I don't know, there's a lot to overcome. It needs to be really fun to overcome all of those hurdles.
Yeah, and the thing about this, you're right, where Dead by Daylight was definitely a horror game. Like, the killers were flippin' spooky as all get out, and like lots of sort of jump scares kind of thing, where like, yeah, it freaked me the shit out. Like, I didn't. But this is more like, what's that symbol mean?
If you're a big fan of the Friday the 15th series, the movie series,
Yeah.
if you know all these locales, if you know these counselors, if you're, you know, a fan of this genre, then this may speak to you in a much more intense way than it does for a Kaji like us, having played Dead by Daylight and having that be our only comparison. It's actually very difficult to say that this game compares to the other one. I mean, for me, I think Dead by Daylight is a better game.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, where did he go? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Shit.
I'm a little delayed. I'm watching you. You might have just teleported behind
Oh!
me.
Oh!
Oh god, I can't see yet. I'm nervous because of your... Ah! He's right there. Oh god.
I was like, if I run, and then he probably did like his sight thing or whatever, and then he saw that I was standing right fucking there. I saw him like putting the trap down, and like, I'm like, okay.
Amazing. He stabbed you in the face.
In the fucking eye.
Amazing. I love how also it shows your dead body. So I think this is Chad. I think this is the character Chad that's referenced in that trophy. Chad, as far as I know, is not based on any actual character. He's just kind of the stereotyped frat boy, dick.
Yeah. Okay. So look at him just standing here as she's like putting the gas in the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God it actually
Like,
fit.
let's get going.
What's he doing?
Doesn't look like she's doing much of anything though. The animation for her it's not great. It's just
Why isn't he getting in the boat?
yeah, get in. He's waiting. Get in. Get in the boat, Chad. Can he not figure it out? I guess he can't figure it out. If I were her, I would be like...
I'd be like,
sorry,
peace out,
Chad.
yo.
Yep,
she's starting it now.
It worked. It
Because
actually
she's
worked.
like, we can't force you to get in the boat.
There he goes.
Oh, did he get in finally?
Yeah.
I'm so delayed. Bye-bye.
But where are they, like, don't they have to go the other way? They're just like going down the shore.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they control this or if this is like kind of scripted and just
Oh, I see. Now she's just spinning in circles now.
Okay, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
Okay,
maybe though,
Dead
but
by-
can't he like go in the water? Isn't it his thing that he can be in the water?
Yeah, in fact, that's where he comes from.
Yeah. So why are they just like chilling out there? Now they're heading back? Oh look, there's another person there. Maybe they're gonna try to go back for that person.
Oh, that's noble and stupid of them.
He just got out into the water. Oh no, is that Jason? Oh yeah, that's Jason.
Oh, shirt.
No, it's not, because he's running fast. Can't be Jason.
No. Chad. Chad, what are you doing, Chad?
I know.
Chad's like, time for a swim. I wanted to say something about Dead by Daylight, but I forgot,
But there's Jason. This is actually kind of interesting to watch.
It's like, yeah, I think it's interesting because it really feels like there are limitations to how to play this game, and you're watching them try and overcome those limitations, and that's not good game design. But it's fascinating to watch. It's like watching small children learn how to play with blocks for the first time. Like, oh, you can do this? Oh my goodness, what if you put them together?
Alright, let's look at someone else. Ooh.
I mean, this is the game, like, okay, this is the game where I think the development team wants you to play for 200 freaking hours, but I think that they also probably anticipate this type of game that you can pop in, play 20 minutes, go have dinner, go to bed, and go to work.
Right.
Next day, come back, 20 minutes, do a thing, and slowly build yourself up that way. It seems like, I don't know. I don't know if it's something I would ever want to pop in and do 20 minutes.
No. Dead by Daylight, I definitely would. Because that game is just more like... I don't know, I just like the fact that there were only 4 people to survive, to try to survive. So even as a killer, your task wasn't daunting.
Right.
You, like, I don't know, I just,
No, I hear you. And with Dead by Daylight, of course, was more frenetic. You could be revived. There were so many opportunities for it to be balanced in a way that I don't think is here. I think that's evidenced by the long wait times. But also, I think that the fact that you could choose whether you wanted to play as a Reaper or you wanted to play as a survivor. Here you don't get to choose. Here you just are randomly put into. And I understand the logistics of why the decision was made. They don't want the game to become too one-sided. They don't want people to only choose Jason or only choose the counselor and have a problem with matchmaking. But it's like, not a problem with Dead by Daylight, because I think Dead by Daylight just had the faith that they have enough players to have that work out.
Right. Right.
I think there's just less of faith in the gameplay component of this game. I think the fact they had to tweak it so many times speaks to that. Dead by Daylight did not tweak their game that many times. I really do feel like this is a game that was made out of love for this franchise, but it feels like a fan fiction. And maybe I'm going to alienate some people, but let's talk about fan fiction for a second.
Okay.
I think that fan fiction is a bit of a love letter to something that you love, and it's also some way to kind of put your own sort of spin on things.
Turn
I
your
don't
light
think
off,
that
guy.
typically...
Oh.
Yeah, guy, you're gonna die, guy. I don't think that it's meant to be at the creative zenith that the original source material is, and I don't think you can ever hope for that. It's always going to be derivative. It's always going to be something that is, just a playful reimagining, and I think that's the best that this can hope for. This feels like a fan fiction. It doesn't feel like a genuine retelling of this narrative in a video game genre. It feels not good.
Yeah. Like, I just don't even feel that much suspense. Like, yeah, for like the 3 seconds before I die, it's like, oh my god! But like, in the movies, and maybe that's just, because I'm not hearing the sounds, I don't hear the music, because I feel like a lot of the suspense building in movies is due to those sorts of things.
Right.
But like, when I watch horror movies, I am like, I can't look. Like, I just, like, me and suspense don't get along at all. And here I'm just like, I'm bored. I'm bored.
Yeah.
I mean, that may have to do with the fact that I'm, like, spectating all these people, but it's interesting to watch their tactics. Did these people get off the boat?
It is. And, I think they want you to play with friends.
Yeah.
Play with friends, you're more motivated to sit around and watch as the match goes. It's a long time to wait.
Yeah.
A forced 20-minute, it just, I don't know, it feels too much. I totally understand why people don't wait around. I mean, somebody already left this game, didn't they?
Yeah. At least one person. There's
I don't
not
know why
many
the
people
game
left alive.
didn't auto quit, because my understanding is once one person leaves, that's it. But maybe that's not true.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe once people are dead, they can leave. I don't get it.
Oh,
though.
maybe.
Like, if you're dead, you can leave.
But you would think that on the HUD it would say, oh, hold X to leave.
Right.
Or something. I don't think... The fact that it puts a timer there for you, I really do think it's basically saying, stick around, you'll get to play again in 6 minutes.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the thing of it. Like, they're trying to show you that this match will be over soon and then you can play again. Don't leave this server because we've got a game for you, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, if you're trophy hunting, let me go through some of the trophies that, are foiled by the fact that you leave a game, because I can't emphasize enough how badly the design was here. So ignoring the platinum, which of course you get for getting all the other trophies, there's a trophy for killing 1,313 counselors, which if everyone quits out of a game, you can't kill counselors.
Right.
You get a trophy called a PhD in Murder for performing every type of kill in the game at least once. So you have to play as different Jasons, perform different types of kills with different weapons.
Oh, this guy just died.
No.
Wait, was that... What's going on?
You died? Not you, but you're working. What is going on?
Yeah, I don't understand what that was all about.
Did Jason leave the game? Physically put down the controller?
Maybe. But he didn't have his mask on. Okay, that's the guy that... Oh, Jason's right here. Oh, his mask got taken off? Oh, he's... Oh.
Wait, is that Jason?
Yeah.
Oh.
You hugged him to death. Oh. Yeah, these two have been working together the whole time.
What is he doing? Is he gonna shoot him? Oh shit, he just shot him in the face.
These two are the only two left.
Get on the boat.
Go back to the boat.
If they go on the boat, they could potentially get the trophy found on a boat, which they get for keeping in the boat as a passenger 13 times. All of the things you get in the game are like 13, 666.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, I get it. Call the police 13 times. Be killed by Jason 100 times.
Oh no, there he is! Hit him!
Get in the boat.
What the hell?
What, he attacked us in the water? Okay.
He just like popped up and then didn't do anything and then went away again.
Yeah, there's a weirdness. It's the way that these people are interacting with each other. It makes me feel like they're friends and taunting each other or something.
Oh, like these two are friends with the person that's playing as Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing too. When you jump into matches like this, there is this human element that you also kind of get taken out of the gameplay. It's not like, oh no, there's a serial killer. It's like, well, what is this player's intention? Why are they acting this way?
Yeah.
It's so odd.
She can't get back in the boat.
Which, again, that just speaks to bad game design. Like, come on, she's swimming against the boat. Like,
yeah. Yeah, like how come there's not a button to get into the boat? It's like you just have to like keep pushing up against it until the game like does the animation to let you in. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as much as the bugginess has been addressed, it unfortunately has not been fixed. And if it is her issue, it's like, well, you should have pushed X.
Yeah.
So it's like, put a button prompt on the screen.
Right.
Or have a tutorial level.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight had a full 3D, like, walking this map tutorial level.
Right.
This game had some tiny little pictures with, like, teeny tiny little font.
Yeah.
They got stuck. It's so frustrating. It's frustrating watching them and feeling like, wait, we can't leave? Why not? We have to go through this post. Okay.
We have to find the very narrow exit.
That makes sense. Okay, so again, you died. We knew that immediately. Alright, let's give it another go, because what we're trying to do is, we're trying to have you play as Jason.
Yes. Which I feel like will just be 20 minutes of me, like, running around in circles.
You leveled up to level 4.
Nice.
I guess. You got the Enforcer badge. So you should be unlocking some things. You should be unlocking outfits or counselors or something, but doesn't seem like that's really...
It really hasn't said anything.
I mean, there's a progression button and there's a customize button, but again, Dead by Daylight, it throws you back into every single time. Here's the characters. Do you want to level them up? Do you want to unlock their skills? Do you want to unlock their outfits? And it's like, they take that progression system and they make it in your face. They make it feel like, spend your points. Here, they hide you behind a menu. It just I'm ragging on the game at this point. And I do this sometimes when I get frustrated because I feel like it's a game that could have been something and it's not.
I do like this like communication wheel that you can use if you like encounter other counselors.
Yeah. But do you have to unlock them? You have to unlock them.
No, they're there. They're there. I hit it accidentally when I... Oh, look, you can choose a preference.
As far as... Oh, what
For who you spawn as.
Cool.
So maybe if I choose this one, maybe if I choose Jason. Oops. It seems dumb that you can't choose that per match.
Yeah, it does. And I think it's because they want to keep it as random as possible, but it's like, you know, if people don't like what they get, they're just going to quit and then start it again.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's such an annoying thing that you have to, like, play by the game's rules and not your own rules.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we're waiting to see how the next match plays out.
Let's see. I mean, I guess you could start talking about how does the counselor portion of this feel?
So, like I said, there's no on-screen prompts for you to tell you what your buttons do, so it took me forever to figure out how to run. But I feel like it also took me forever to figure out how to run in Dead by Daylight. Like, I don't think I figured that out right away.
Yeah.
I feel like if I understood more, like, the strategies of this game, like hiding in the buildings or locking the doors or finding traps to put out, like, I would be doing better, obviously, but there are some features in this that I like the look over your shoulder to see if he's behind you, the, like, communication-y wheel thing. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just generally, it just feels like it's not a very interesting game. It feels like, okay, it's a puzzle game, right? Because you can, like, find weapons, you have to figure out how to fix the cars or whatever. It's a puzzle game with, like, just, like, momentary amounts of suspense that aren't really that interesting.
Yeah. You know, little things like, this is a long time to wait to be put into a room with a game that is available for free for every PS Plus owner in the month of October. It's a Halloween-y type game. Like, this should be like, go, go, go. Don't you think?
Well, and the thing is, like, they're telling, like, you have to say that you're ready. No, if I'm sitting in a server waiting for a match, I'm clearly ready. I don't want you to tell me, you know.
Yep. Yes.
I don't want you to have to wait for the other people to say, yes, I'm ready. If you're saying you want to play a match, chances are you're ready to play the match.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, it is frustrating. And it feels like there's a lot of decisions made based on, like, we need to make sure that we are optimizing multiplayer so there's always something to do, but it's like, there's not something always to do. It's making it worse.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Jason this time.
Alright, we're gonna get a trophy.
They shouldn't be here, Jason.
Lose interest of all your
Stop
counselors and kick you out of the game. So be excited. Dance.
Oh, I can run as Jason. Okay, that's good. Just like I didn't know the buttons.
Okay.
I hate having to push in the thing. Do I have to hold in the thing, or can I just push it? No, it looks like I have to hold it.
And now you know how to run, so we're good. So those warp points, but they're not random on the map. They're where people are, right? Or no?
What? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. The warp points that are on the map,
Uh-huh. What about them?
are people there, or are they just randomly generated?
I don't know.
I like certain elements. I like that you can destroy the power. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's weird they're randomly like knives stuck in the side of the house though.
Yeah.
Like what's that about? Like why would there be knives everywhere? It just seems weird. Like have them be inside drawers or something. I don't know. It's odd.
I don't know, were they like throwing them at people?
Ooh, that would have been so good if there was someone in there. There's someone is upstairs, I think. Jason gonna kill.
Please no!
Jason.
Yes. Kill for mother.
You sure did kill that red blob that resembled a woman.
Yeah, she dead now.
The physics on her arm were kind of wonky at the end there. That was good. You killed the person.
I did a thing!
This is what we celebrate here at Two Gamers, One Trophy. The unnecessary homicide of a fellow gamer. I bet you're like, and?
Yeah? What else is new?
Alright, so there's a total of 8 counselors? 8, I think. Or 7. No, there's 7 counselors. So there can be an 8th counselor. If you do a certain number of requirements in the game, you can unlock an 8th character, Tommy. Tommy is a recurring character from the films who is the only character to have killed, quote-unquote, Jason. So he has the ability to kill Jason, which is, you know, cool.
Okay.
There's also a counselor, Pam, who when she's wearing a certain sweater, then you're able to kill Jason as well. And I'm not really sure the significance of the sweater, except that I know it's from the films. So I guess the sweater had some sort of a cult following, but, you know. It's interesting they've taken these small elements from the movies and turned them into, like, critical gameplay elements.
Yeah.
But if you're not a fan, it's kind of like, okay, why do I have to put this sweater on?
Yeah, that's sort of weird. Like, why do my clothing choices matter?
Yeah. You know, you can't warp all the time, can you?
No.
Only when your power builds up.
Mm-hmm. Why won't it let me? And apparently I can't warp through fences. So, that's cool.
don't think that we have ever seen in the films Jason's point of view, and I might be wrong, maybe not. So it's
Do you know what your gift is?
interesting to see like his powers.
You cannot die. You can never die.
Oh, she's dead.
Nah,
She's dead.
she
No,
stabbed
she
me.
punched you. That's not nice. She wasn't very nice to you at all.
Like, what is the fucking deal? Like, okay, the fact that you can't fucking warp through a fence is like the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard.
I love how much it frustrates you.
Well,
It
there's
is
so
dumb.
many of them, and you have to like go around them, but then once you hit it, like, you have to like make a 45-degree turn, and it's like, oh my god, just put me through the fence already.
I love the idea of Jason, as Jason saying that, like, guys, God, it's just a fence. I kind of want to go camping now. Is that a weird reaction to this game?
Yes.
I mean, it's not scary. I'm not scared. I really feel like camping sounds so relaxing. But like camping in a cabin. I'm not a monster.
Yeah.
Have some civilized sense of modicum, everybody. Camping in a tent. What's wrong with you?
Oh, this is like the start.
Yeah. Now, was the map helpful to you the last time you used it, or no, not really?
The actual map?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so that's noise. The kind of dots that exist in the background, the foreground, that's noise generation. So yeah, when they start up a boat or they start up a car, you get that sort of blinking circle.
Oh,
But
I see.
they also can turn on radios and stuff to distract you. So that's a cool element. I like that. They're able to sort of offset that superpower.
Like, why does the environment hamper me so much from... Like, if the whole point is to just be freaky as fuck and show up where people are doing shit, like, you shouldn't... It should just automatically take you to wherever the noise is being made. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to navigate the fucking environment.
Right. In Dead by Daylight, you sort of saw almost like rifts in space that indicated where somebody was messing up on a generator or messing up on something that produced noise. And that was cool, but it just sort of dictated, go this way, and then eventually hit them. Here, it feels more like just a struggle to get there. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Now, I think you've only played in the Camp Crystal Lake map. And you've only played as this Jason, which is interesting because you've chosen random. So it's interesting that that's what's being linked to every time.
Well, I think I only have this Jason unlocked, so...
Oh, geez, you could have locked these that only having this mode available. That's interesting.
They deserve to die, Jason. Make them suffer.
Ow.
Okay, so that's...
Immediately.
That's 2.
No, that's 3. It's 2?
It's 2. The other girl, she stabbed me, remember?
Oh, that's right. Now, when you were dead, you could see the countdown clock. As Jason, you can't. So that's interesting.
Can you see it when you're not dead as a counselor?
You know, I don't remember, but I don't think so. I think that countdown clock only became available when you were dead.
Yeah.
Which I guess, is it counting down to an automatic end game? Is it counting down to maybe the ability to leave the map? I don't know exactly what it's counting down to. We never saw it hit 0, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody's making any noise. Seems like everyone's just hiding at this point.
Yeah. I think so.
Well, we're in the end game for our show, because once this match ends, you're going to get the trophy and you're going to be the winner.
Well, a bunch of people just left, so...
Oh, because you couldn't find me?
I don't...
Well, I don't know why they left.
Let's see here. What'd you say?
I don't know why they left.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. See, the thing is, like, this map is huge, right? But I've only been in, like, this area because I keep getting turned around.
Yeah. So can you just click somewhere in the map and then warp there? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just did.
But you're also just sort of waiting on your powers to become useful as well.
Right, because they have, like, cooldowns and stuff. So.
Right. Can I say, these are nice cabins, though.
Yeah, man. If I had been at a camp that had cabins like this, would have enjoyed camp.
Never any serial killers. You always want them, but they never show up when you want them. Did you actually ever go to camp? Did you ever do a sleepaway camp?
Yeah, in 6th grade it was part of our, like, curriculum. We went to camp for a few nights.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to establish, like, an independence from your family.
Yeah.
I never got to do camping. My first time away from home was college.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we had like a day camp. We always went home at night.
Right.
But then again, I'm not sure that I would have had the emotional maturity to do that before college.
Sure,
maybe
yeah,
late
I
high
don't...
school, but...
Why am I so ragey all of a sudden?
You angry. Did you just like step through that door?
Yeah, it said rage is active, and then like the door just exploded in front of me.
Nice. And there's no way we can see where the counselors are.
I mean, unless you're close to them and you use your, like, sense ability.
Yeah.
But
what are the other abilities you have?
So one of them is sense, stalk, and morph. So like jump from place to place, or like, you know, that like fly thing.
But I will say that you used it and it only highlighted that one house. Does that mean they're in that house?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Was it this house? Now, like, went away. Oh. Well, the door's locked, so that's a pretty good indicator that someone was in there. Whoa.
Oh boy.
Oh, there's more than one someone in here. Hi.
Smashed.
You want some more?
Ah!
Don't
You're
let
dead.
them.
No.
Help!
They are like teaming up against you.
They deserve to die, Jason. Make them suffer.
What are you doing to her? Oh, she's like squeeze her head. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like choking her.
Okey-dokey. That's one down. So okay, so the one power is pretty good. It does kind of tell you from a little bit of a distance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'm into that.
What? Okay, and then, like,
Oh, you got really turned around there.
yeah. Like, I can't figure out how to, like, stop once you're doing that, aside from, like, running into the fence.
Yeah. I really love the rage. It's very cool.
I know, it's great.
You probably walk through the walls as well.
Oh, maybe. Let's find out. Yup.
Nice.
I got a trophy.
What is it called?
It's Friday the 13th.
Yay, you did the thing that I told you to do.
I killed 3 of the 6 people, which actually is better than I expected.
I want to say congratulations for actually being a serial killer.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're proud. That is the trophy that I challenged you to get.
Yes.
Congratulations on getting It's Friday the 13th, which you get for playing one multiplayer match as Jason. Because of RNG, that was a bit random, but on the third playthrough, not too bad. 1 hour and 33 minutes in, we are on our normal schedule for our show. So, good show there. We do need to do a little bit of cleanup here. We need to talk about our impressions of the game. We need to talk about how we think we compare to the rest of the world. So let's go a little bit into, did you have fun? Has this been fun playing as Jason?
You know what? I did actually enjoy playing as Jason. Once I started to figure out the controls a little bit better, and like, you know, once we got that like sense thing where it like highlighted the building, and like I figured out that I could just use the map to jump from place to place, like once I figured that stuff out, it did get a little bit better. I wouldn't say it was like the best game I've ever played, but it was better than the like the offline thing that I played to just learn how to do it. So
yeah, and it seems like there's not you have to do trial and error to really learn how to play this. There's no real tutorial, there's no real on-screen prompts.
exactly.
Yeah. So, you've played the game, you've
Yes.
gotten the trophy. It's time for a segment we're calling the Metacritic Review Game. Here's how we play. First, you give me a rating between 1 and 100 and why. Then I'll read to you the highest and lowest critic ratings without the numbers they were assigned. Then you tell me if you think your score was higher or lower than the Metacritic average of game critics. And finally, we'll reveal if you went higher or lower. Are you ready to critique?
Yes, I am.
Give me a number
So
from 0 to 100.
I give this game a 50.
Dead middle 50.
Yeah, middle of the road. Look, the game, once I started to figure it out and playing as Jason, it was fine. Playing as a counselor wasn't really that great. It didn't seem like there was a lot of cooperation or teamwork, unless you're like in a party with the people and playing with them. Like if I had invited you to play with me, like I
Yeah.
feel like that would have been a different scenario.
Yeah.
I feel like it was very much just like, as you were saying, this game wasn't originally a Friday the 13th game. It was designed, in homage to Friday the 13th, but didn't have the, the characters or whatever. And it very much felt like that to me.
Yeah.
I don't really know the Friday the 13th world, but it just didn't feel like it didn't feel as scary as a Friday the 13th movie would have been to me.
Yeah. It felt
and-
like when they did tap into the movies, they weren't tapping into the elements that made the movies these pop cultural icons. It really felt like, oh, that's some side peripheral character. Okay, that's cool that you put them in there, but it doesn't really add to the sense of what Friday the 13th is.
Right, exactly. And then the game was just glitchy, like why can't I warp through the fence? Why can't I get in the boat on my first try? Like, just like weird little things.
Yeah, no, that's good. So I'm gonna read to you what some critics on Metacritic said about the game. On the high end, Game Grin said the following: Friday the 13th, the game is the closest you were ever going to get to being in a Friday the 13th movie. It's so realistic that I had goosebumps every time I saw Jason. However, if you're playing alone, it can get a little boring at times, and that makes me wish that there was a decent single-player mode. But with its authenticity, this is the best Friday the 13th game that we may ever have, and it will make every fan very happy.
Authenticity. See, I didn't feel that. But okay, all right. That was the high review. Read me the low.
On the low, from GameSpot. On both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Friday the 13th has been unplayable. Yeah, matches with friends are sometimes possible, but if you wish to join up with a band of strangers online for a bout of deadly hide-and-go-seek from the comfort of your couch, you're either entirely out of luck or stuck waiting upwards of 10 minutes for a match after days of not being able to play at all.
Yeah,
They're
and
more
I
focused on
wonder
the
how much
technical
of
side
our,
of it.
I wonder, yeah, exactly, and I wonder how much of our luck being able to find a match. Granted, we did have to wait a little bit each time, but I wonder how much of that is because the game is free right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the news of all the closing of the DLC and everything, which happened prior to this game's release on PS Plus, it's interesting to be able to kind of look behind the curtain and be like, well, why was this game chosen? I mean, obviously on the surface, it's scary. And it's Halloween, October, that makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
But, we've been given horror games in the past few months, so it's interesting that this is the one they held out for when it has so much sort of negativity swirling around it.
Isn't there a new one though? Or there's, oh no, that's
Right.
Halloween. There's a new Halloween.
Right.
Never mind. Yeah.
Right.
Wrong scary movie title.
So what do you think? Do you think you went higher or lower than the average of the Metacritic review ratings?
I think I went lower. I can't really
lower.
tell.
All right. Well, you went lower
Oh.
by 11 points. The Metacritic average was 61.
Yeah.
not stellar. Typically, we see 75 and above for the really highly rated games.
Yeah.
Once you get into 80, 90, then this is like a game that's really worth playing. 61, even though it's above the halfway point, unfortunately does not speak well. Dead by Daylight did better. I mean, in all the critical reviews, in the Metacritic average, the player fan base for that game, it won hands down. And it's weird because if you put someone into a boardroom and gave them all this data and said, which game do you think would be more successful? I think that everyone will come out and say, well, obviously Friday the 13th would be the more successful of the two, but it's just not how that panned out. So it's a final segment. Is it worth downloading? Here's some data to keep in mind before we give our final judgment. From howlongtobeat.com, a great resource to determine how long of a sync you're going to get into your games. There is no main story or campaign to this game, so that's not even an acknowledgement here. The entire game is multiplayer. If you were looking to be able to play through the entirety of what the multiplayer has to offer, every mode, every counselor, every Jason, you'd be looking at 40 and a half hours worth of gameplay to get through every single variation possible once. If you were looking to get that final trophy, that platinum trophy, again, you're looking at somewhere between 100 to 200 hours of a grind, depending on RNG, and depending on how patient the other players who die and how long they want to stick to the game, which unfortunately is not very high. As we saw, it's a bit of a slog once you die.
Yeah.
At a disk size of 3.21 gigabytes and a price point regularly of $39.99, is this game worth downloading on the PlayStation 4? Again, a disclaimer, we recommend purchasing all the PS Plus games, since you have access to it. Just add it to your library. But is it worth throwing on for the month of October, getting it in your library, and giving it a play? What do we think, Lauren?
No.
The no.
Yeah.
It's a no for me, too.
It's rare that I say no, but this one just, it's not fun. It's like, it's not. The matches, sure, they're only 20 minutes, but if you happen to be bad at the game or just catch a poor break, like Jason just happens to be right behind you when you spawn, yeah, you're gonna sit there for 15, 20 minutes while you wait for the match to end. Not fun.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting too is if you've had PlayStation Plus for a while, just a couple months, you already have a better example of an asymmetric horror game, and that's Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
I mean, that's we recommend that as a play. I do feel that it's the better game. I think that's the one worth downloading.
I definitely agree.
And I think also it has the potential for longevity that this game doesn't have, which sounds weird, but I think it's true.
No, yeah, I can see that. I mean, they're already shutting down parts of this, so it's good luck playing this 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not every game we play is a winner. In fact, a lot of them aren't.
Yeah.
But the nature of PS Plus is that, we get to jump into different genres that we don't normally get to play, so it's exciting to see it. It's interesting that PlayStation has given us two very similar games so close.
Yeah.
But it has allowed us to do a bit of a comparison between one that was successful in its implementation and one that was unfortunately not.
And the thing, I didn't realize this, and maybe you said this while we were playing, this game only came out last year, right? So, a lot of the graphics weren't terribly impressive for being a last year release.
Yeah, May 26th, so we're just a little over a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you get multiplayer experiences, obviously you're going to optimize the resources of servers, the resources of the game's engine in order to do a game that doesn't have a bunch of lag. But, as we talked about, this game has bugs.
Yeah.
While we were playing it, we didn't experience any overt bugs, but we did experience some frustration with the game design of warping and not having a game that's really clear on how to play. It took us a while. It took us an entire episode to get to a point where you felt like, oh, okay, I have a grasp of how to play.
Right.
But, that's a big... If you're just jumping into this without the expectation that you're going to dedicate 2 hours, if you're jumping in for a match and you feel that frustration of, I don't even know how to run, are you going to go back to this?
No.
Yeah, so, that's unfortunately kind of a big detriment to this.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, thank you for playing Friday the 13th on Monday, October the 15th.
Yeah, of course. There wasn't a Friday the 13th this month.
There wasn't.
No.
But no matter what the date, where can people find us for more content? And what are we up to this coming week?
Well, let's see here. You can watch all of the episodes of Two Gamers One Trophy, our back catalog at YouTube. Just look up Two Gamers One Trophy. That's the numeral 2 and the numeral 1. I believe I'm not really up to anything this week. I'm recovering from a craft show. What about you, Tony?
This week for me is I'm going back to some back catalog and let's see what I can knock out on the PS3. I got me a fancy new PlayStation 3 controller, so I'll be playing that. You know, if anyone has any trophies, especially on the multiplayer side for any old games, hit me up. I am Paradox, P-A-I-R-O-D-O-C-S on the PlayStation Network, and you are Caustic Soda or Sofa, Caustic Sofa,
yeah.
S-O-F-A, on the PlayStation Network. And thank you to everyone for watching, commenting, and otherwise interacting with us. It is a delight to share the world of PS Plus with everyone. And a quick thank you for title music provided by Seo Hair. You can find more of his work on Spotify. What are we playing next Thursday?
Next Thursday, we're playing Laser League. Join us here live on Twitch Thursday at 7 p.m.
I'm already dressed up in my laser accoutrement. I've got the helmet and the gun. It's like laser tag, right? That's what we're doing?
Yes, we're playing laser tag and we're live streaming it. And we should actually do that sometime because that sounds like fun. Okay, great. Sounds good. See you on Thursday. Bye.